cats, welcome back to another episode of Chat About That. I'm your host Bella, and in this episode I'm going to be chatting about what I've been up to since my last episode. I know it's been a while since I posted last, and I just wanted to give a little bit of an update before I get into what I've been up to. But I have had a lot of stuff going on in my life. I did post a really short episode before I went on my hiatus, just saying that I needed to work on personal things. There's just been a lot of stuff in my personal life that I needed to take care of, a lot of stuff in other people's lives that I've been helping them with as well, and I just wanted to take a much needed break. And I love this podcast. I love doing this. I have no intention of stopping this podcast anytime soon, but I did just need a little bit of a break, and I'm back, and I'm very excited to share with you what I've been up to. So the first thing that I was up to since you saw me last, I think the last episode I posted around the end of May, I did attend AwesomeCon this year. I made a couple of podcast episodes about AwesomeCon before, and I went this year, and it was so much fun. This was the first time that I actually full-on cosplayed, like not just wore like a little shirt or something, like I full-on cosplayed at this con. And the three cosplays that I did this year were Starlight from The Boys, I did Kate Bishop from Hawkeye, and I did Fennec Shand from The Mandalorian / Boba Fett, and it was just so much fun. I think this was the year that I had the most fun at AwesomeCon, and it was such an incredible feeling to be able to just put on these costumes and like become another person. And I did a cosplay of Starlight a couple of months back at another convention, and that was really fun, but this was like the first time I did all 3 days of cosplaying, and there were a lot more people there that were dressed up like, you know, characters. The other con that I went to was actually an anime convention, so there weren't really that many people dressed up in like, you know, things that weren't anime, but this convention is, you know, for everything. So there were other people dressed up in the same outfits and other people dressed up in the same fandoms and things, and it was just, it's such a cool experience to be able to cosplay. It's similar to dressing up for Halloween, I guess, but you can do it in like a larger scale. I did work on a lot of my costumes. I purchased them from cosplay sites and things, but I did do some modifications to them. Thank you, Mom, for helping me with those modifications. But it was just such an incredible feeling. I'm really looking forward to interviewing a couple of friends in the future about their cosplaying, because they go like all out, like make their own cosplay and like just do crazy stuff. So I'm definitely going to be interviewing a couple people in the future about cosplay, just to pick their brain and talk to them about, you know, what it's like to actually make your costumes and do it more like, I guess they're not really professionals, but they do it in like a larger scale that I do. So that was one thing that I did, and it was super, super amazing. I also met a bunch of celebrities this year. I met Melissa Joan Hart from Sabrina the Teenage Witch, which was like such an amazing feeling. I also went to her panel, which was so cool. Her and the two aunts were there at the panel, so that was just really, really fun. It was so cool to like get to meet her, I get to talk to her, and Sabrina is one of my favorite TV shows ever, and meeting her was like such a childhood dream come true. She was so, so kind. I also met Haley Atwell, who plays Peggy Carter in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and that was incredible. Get to talk to her and go to her panel. I absolutely love Peggy Carter. She's one of my favorite characters in the MCU, and getting to meet her was like just insane. I've met a couple people from Marvel, but you know, it was so wonderful to talk to her. It's incredible talking to anyone at these conventions, but I just love talking to her. Her panel was really cool. People got to ask her all different kinds of questions. She talked a lot about Peggy, obviously, but she talked about other roles that she was in and just her like acting process and upcoming roles that she's going to be in. And she was just really sweet, really, really nice person, and definitely a highlight of my year and one of my favorite moments from all of the cons that I've been to so far. I did also meet Noah Schnapp from Stranger Things. He plays Will Byers, and he is my favorite character on Stranger Things, besides Robin. Robin is my other favorite character, but Will is definitely my favorite character on Stranger Things, and I was really excited that he was going to be there, because it's fun to meet anybody from one of your favorite shows, but like meeting your favorite character is like, it's insane. Like I feel the same way about like meeting Sabrina from Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Like obviously she's the title character, but Sabrina was my favorite character on Sabrina, besides Salem the cat. But getting to meet Noah was so fun. His panel was also really cool. He talked mostly just about Stranger Things because that's really all that he's been in so far. But he said he has like some upcoming things he's working on, and he's just really excited to go to college and like explore other roles and everything. So I'm really proud of him. I know I'm not like his mother or anything, but like I'm just proud of him. Like being a child actor is really hard, but I think he's like growing up pretty well and doing pretty well with like fame so far. Knock on wood that he stays like that. But he just seems so sweet, and it was really cool getting to like see his panel too, because he's so young. He's definitely like the youngest person that I've met. So it's cool to like have met him while he's still on Stranger Things, because like this show is obviously it's ending soon, but it's going to continue to be an iconic show for years to come. So getting to say that I met somebody from the show while they were still on the show is really, really cool. So that was awesome. And the last person that I met this year was Giancarlo Esposito. He's been in a ton of things, but he's most known for playing Gustavo Fring on Breaking Bad. And the picture that I got him to autograph was this picture of him holding up the dummy head from his, spoiler alert, death scene from Breaking Bad. And I just love that picture. That's like the best scene ever. And my boyfriend came with me when I met him, and we were wearing our Boba Fett, costumes. I was wearing my Fennec costume, and he was wearing his custom Mando costume, and he loved our costumes. So he was really, really cool. He's been in so many things. I just think he's an incredible actor, so getting to talk to him was really, really cool. And he definitely has the best movie death or TV death of all time, so it was cool to get to talk to him about that. So yeah, AwesomeCon was awesome and I had such a great time. I always have a great time at AwesomeCon. I'm really excited to go back next year and see who else comes, and I'm probably going to continue wearing those cosplays. I might get like 1 or 2 more cosplays because the Starlight one I actually got on sale at like Spirit Halloween, and it's actually a really, really good quality costume. Like people keep asking me if I got it on like a pro site or anything, but no, it was just a Spirit Halloween version. But I'm thinking of getting a couple more cosplays that I'll definitely continue to cosplay as Fennec and Kate Bishop in the future. Another really cool thing that I did while in my hiatus was go to the Pride Festival. I have not been to a Pride Festival in so many years because of COVID, obviously, and this year was amazing. My boyfriend came, I met up with a bunch of friends, and it was just so awesome. I absolutely love Pride so much. It's just amazing to be with the community and get to learn about different local organizations in my area. I live near Washington, D.C., so that's where most of the vendors were coming from. And it's just such a fun time just to be with everyone in the community and get to like chat with people and learn about different organizations, and just being surrounded by so much happiness and so much like love and support. It's such an incredible thing. Like if you're in the community, I really highly recommend that you go to a Pride and just be with your community and find people that are like you. And just, even if you're not in the community, go and check it out and just enjoy the happiness and fun that is Pride. It's just, I could make a whole episode just on Pride and how much it means to me. But I won't get sappy in this episode, of course. But I had been waiting for Pride, and it did not disappoint, and I am so excited to go back next year. I am a little disappointed because my friends and I left about an hour and a half before Kamala Harris showed up, so we could have saw her in person, but we didn't. We were all really hungry, and we didn't want to wait in like a 5-hour line for food, so we left, and then like 2 hours later, we found out that Kamala Harris had shown up. So that was a little disappointing. So maybe next year we'll stay longer and we can see Kamala Harris. So that was, other than not seeing her, it was a fantastic Pride, and I enjoyed every second of it. It was absolutely wonderful. I also went to the Harry Potter exhibit in Philadelphia. I went up for a whole day trip with my boyfriend. We took the train up and we went to the Harry Potter exhibit. It's at the Franklin Institute right now. I think it's a rotating thing that they're doing in different cities, but currently it's at the Franklin Institute, and it was so cool. They had props and costumes and like replicas of different, like, I don't know if they were sets, but like locations from the movies. They had a whole section about different houses and different characters that are in those houses. They had a section about like the Ministry of Magic, about the different classes that you can take, and all throughout the exhibit there were like little interactive things that you could do, and then you like register yourself at the beginning, and then when you do them, you put your, you scan your little bracelet, and it says like 10 points to Hufflepuff or whatever, and then at the end it says, how many points each house has. Of course, Gryffindor always has the most points, because I feel like even if you don't really care about like what your house is, you probably just go with Gryffindor because Harry Potter. But I'm a Hufflepuff. My boyfriend's a Slytherin, and so Gryffindor had the most points. I think Slytherin had the least, and then I think it was Gryffindor top, then Ravenclaw, Hufflepuff, then Slytherin, or Hufflepuff was at the bottom. But honestly, Hufflepuffs are hardworking, but we don't care if we win. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, Hufflepuffs are not competitive, so I didn't care that we didn't win. And then there was like this really cool section with like the Great Hall, and they had the floating candles, and then the backdrop like changed to show like the different seasons at Hogwarts. They had like Hagrid's hut that you could sit in his chair. They had like the fireplace. They had a Quidditch area. They had like the different potion rooms, and the place with the mandrakes, like the little outdoor area with the mandrakes. And they had Umbridge's office. They had like the Ministry of Magic. They had some stuff about Fantastic Beasts, and you could like stand inside of Newt's case and everything, and I could just go on and on and on about the whole experience. It was so cool. I highly recommend checking out video footage or pictures of the exhibit, because it was just really cool, and if you're able to go, I highly recommend it. I do any sort of Harry Potter related activity or event that comes near me, because I love it. There's a Forbidden Forest experience that's coming up in November, which I'm really, really excited about. And even though I don't support J.K. Rowling, I've already done a whole episode about my thoughts on J.K. Rowling and everything, and I don't support her, but I just love Harry Potter so much, and I want to do like anything and everything that has to do with Harry Potter. So I was very happy to go to that. It was just a really cool day and experience. They even had a little cupboard under the stairs you could sit where like Harry sat, and they had like little like replicas and things like that. But they also had like actual props and costumes as well. So I love anything where you can see props and costumes. That's why I like museums and things like that. So it was really cool. Like if you're into that kind of stuff, I highly recommend you go check it out. Another thing I did, which I'll just mention really quickly, was I went on a little booze cruise around the Georgetown waterfront for my friend Adrian's birthday. It was so much fun. It was like all you can drink booze cruise. I didn't have too many drinks, don't worry. But it was really fun just to be on the boat with all my friends and celebrating my friend's birthday. And it was just a really, really fun thing. My friend Hillary and I bought her cupcakes. And I think Adrian just had a really good time. So that was really fun. I highly recommend going on a booze cruise once or twice in your life. If you're of drinking age, don't go on booze cruises if you're not able to drink. That's obviously not good. The second to last thing that I'm going to talk about is my trip to Austin, Texas. I was in Austin, Texas for a month. That's partially why I didn't record. I was helping a loved one with a surgery recovery. I was still working and everything, but I was helping them with the recovery for their surgery. So I was in Austin for a month with them. But I did on the weekends get to go out and explore Austin a bit. The one day I actually went shopping all around South Congress down there. I took pictures of every single mural that I saw. Austin is really famous for all their murals. I saw the Greetings from Texas mural, the Willie Nelson one, the Wonder Woman, the Hello, How Are You, the Mr. Rogers one. What other ones? There were tons of murals. I had never been to Austin before, and so getting to like go to little boutiques and see all of the cool stuff that they had in Austin was really fun. I also went to the Lady Bird Johnson Wildflower Center. I think that's what it's called. There was like a free day that they were doing. It was National Pollinators Day, so it was free to go to there. So I went there with another person that we were staying with. And it was really fun. It was just this beautiful garden, and there were all these cacti and just like fountains, and I saw a bunch of lizards, which was really cool. And there's so many beautiful flowers and ponds and like bees, and it was beautiful. I love going to outdoor places like that. I think they're so beautiful. And I always have such a lovely time whenever I go out anywhere that's like outside and like an outdoor place like that. So that was just really, really fun to get to see the center and just get out in the fresh air. Even though it was really, really hot in Texas, there's no humidity, but it was very, very hot. So it was It was slightly painful going to the Wildflower Center, but it was totally worth it because it was so beautiful. I got so many beautiful pictures, but it just doesn't do it justice. I also went to a bunch of thrift stores. I love thrift stores. There were so many good thrift stores there in Texas, and I got a lot of really cool pieces that I'm like really happy about. And I got some stuff from like boutiques. I also tried In-N-Out and Whataburger for the first time, and they were both really, really good. I kind of liked Whataburger a little bit more than In-N-Out. I know I'm gonna get canceled for saying that, but I liked In-N-Out though. I just felt like it wasn't like hearty enough. Like I'm used to Five Guys, you know, so eating an In-N-Out burger versus eating Five Guys, it's not as hearty, but it's very fresh and really good. I did try the animal fries. I really enjoyed the animal fries. I didn't get them with cheese because I don't like melted cheese. Other than pizza, I know, again, I'm totally gonna get canceled, but I did try the animal fries without the cheese, and I really, really like them. Like the animal fries are definitely worth the hype. Like I really enjoy that. But yeah, it was just cool to be in another city and get to explore and get to see all the cool stuff. The other cool thing I'll mention about Austin was we actually went to the Bat Bridge. There's a bridge in the city of Austin, like the downtown area, that has like thousands probably of bats that just live under the bridge. And then at night during the summer, they emerge and they fly off into the distance, and you can watch this happen. And it was really cool. Like that was probably one of the coolest things that I have ever experienced before in my life, was seeing those bats. Like you could hear them like chirping and stuff, and then all of a sudden they just like started flying out, and it takes like a while for all of them to go out, but it was really, really cool. So if you live in Austin or you ever get to visit Austin and you're going to be in the downtown area, I highly recommend that you go see them. During the summer months, the bats will emerge and everything. So that was really, really cool. Yeah, I had a really good time in Austin, and my loved one is doing better with the surgery recovery, but it was really cool to visit another area that I'd never been to before. The last thing that I will talk about, and probably the most amazing thing that I did while I was on this hiatus, was I got to see Lady Gaga in concert. I still cannot believe that I saw Lady Gaga. I went and saw her with my mom and my sister, and I bought the tickets like months ago. Like the second she announced the tour, I got on the pre-order. I got the freaking tickets right away because her Joanne tour, which I really wanted to see her Joanne tour, I could not get tickets. It was back when Ticketmaster was like, scalpers were just going in and buying all the tickets, and it was impossible to get tickets. So I couldn't see her Joanne tour. I was really bummed about that. I'm still really bummed about it. But I got to see her, and this was her Chromatica ball, and it was a life-changing experience seeing Lady Gaga. Like, I've been to a lot of concerts. I think I've mentioned this before. I've been to so many concerts. I've seen Taylor Swift 6 times in concert, and I've seen a bunch of other people like a couple of times, and just I enjoy every concert that I've been to. I really have. But this was like top 5 concerts, and the Reputation Stadium tour with Taylor Swift was like peak concert, like absolute peak experience of a concert. But this Chromatica tour was like, I liked it a little bit better than the Reputation tour, and I know that's saying a lot. But it was such an incredible experience. She is so good. Like, Lady Gaga is a true artist, a true talent. You cannot deny her talent, her artistry, her performance. It was a spectacle, but not in like a bad way. I know when people say you're a spectacle, I'm saying this in like a good way. And it was like classic Gaga. She had like crazy outfits and just like crazy dances, and her backup dancers were cool. But then she also like went on the piano a couple of times and sang like acoustic versions of, just like piano versions of some of her songs. And I cried a couple of times. When she sang Born This Way, I started crying. It was like half piano and then half like the poppy version of it. And then she played Edge of Glory on the piano. She played Shallow, Always Remember You This Way from Star Is Born. And it was incredible. Like, it was a full experience. I think it's really special getting to see like true musicians and true artists live. Like, it is very special to see them. But when you see one of your favorites or your 100% favorite artist live, it's like nothing else. And so I'm just so happy that I was able to see her. I had such a great time with my mom, my sister. The whole experience was amazing. I can't even put into words how much I enjoyed that concert and how much like it meant to me going to see her. I've just been a fan of her since her first song. Like, I have always loved Lady Gaga. My sister and I have always loved her. My mom, like, kind of liked her at first, and then maybe like a couple of years into her career, my mom like started really liking her. So my mom's been a fan of her for a very long time. And it was just so amazing, like just getting to go see her and spending time with my sister and my mom after I had been away and in Texas for so long. So I had such a great time at the concert. And that was just, out of everything that I've done the past couple of months that I've been gone, that was definitely like the best thing that I did and the most special and the most memorable thing that I've done so far. So that's it for this episode. Thank you so much for listening to me while I just sort of ramble on about everything that I've been doing since I've been on my hiatus. I'm really happy to be back. I'm going to be scheduling a couple of interviews. I know this whole season I really wanted to do just straight interviews, but having to help my loved one with the surgery recovery, that kind of put an axe in that plan. And this year's just been a lot more busy than I thought it was going to be. And I really just wanted to start doing only interviews and just having guests on, but I quickly realized that that's just not feasible for me. A lot of people that I had planned to interview just weren't available to interview. My one friend has just been really busy and things have been going on in her life. My other friend got married, so she's like in the process of like getting a house and everything like that. So I kind of had to change around like who I want on the podcast. And then some people just haven't been able to like schedule time to be interviewed. So yeah, definitely a little bit disappointed that I can't just do interviews, but I want to make good episodes. I want to make episodes on things that I care about, things that I think will be interesting, and I just needed a little bit of a break, and I really hope you guys understand that. But I'm very happy to be back and to be recording episodes, and so I'm planning on a couple more interviews and everything. Like I said, I'll probably do maybe like 2 interviews for the year, 2 or 3, and then I have my end of the year episode that I'm going to be doing, and then I'm going to a very spooky event in October, so I'll probably do that in November. So I might have like 1 or 2 guests for the rest of the year, but I'm going to try to get my stuff together for next year and have a lot more lined up for you guys, because I loved interviewing my friends. It was so much fun, but things just happen, and I hope you guys understand that. So that's it for this episode. I hope you learned something about Pride or AwesomeCon or Lady Gaga or just anything else that I was talking about. And like always, stay safe, stay classy, and I'll chat again with you soon. Goodbye.